So I'm going to take a little bit of a practical approach on things because I'm a practical person. And I think that there might be a magic formula for raising your profile in your constituency. So that's what I'm going to try to talk to you about today. So over 8 years at the Provincial Appointment Secretariat, I had an opportunity to take part in elevating profiles of many British Columbians, and some are here in this room today, which is wonderful. I've followed career paths of even more British Columbians who started out by serving on provincial boards and now are holding elected positions at a civic, provincial, and federal level. And there's one individual that really stands out for me. And I did a bit of thinking to, and it just keeps coming back to this individual, so I'm going to highlight it. So my office received her resume from multiple sources, which is, as you know, is usually a good sign. And we looked at her credentials and put her through our assessment, and essentially that was, does this person meet one of the 4 pillars that we focus on, and that is legal, financial, human resources, and subject matter expertise, which many things can fall into that bucket. And her credentials met the key competency parameter that the board asked for, which was great. Her candidacy added regional diversity and gender diversity, which was also great, and 2 things that we looked for. And so she got appointed. And she got appointed to a health regulatory board. And that organization was going through a massive transition, and she stuck with it for 5 or 6 years and helped them go through that transition. Well, fast forward a few years, she is now holding a municipally elected position, and this municipality is going through a transformation. It's not just a transition, it is a transformation. And it was initiated by a change in public policy. And it's a controversial transformation as well. And ultimately, it will affect every resident, every business, and every taxpayer in that community, in that municipality. And I believe that she's got a skill set to take them through a transition, even though she's not leading it. She actually happens to be opposing it. And because she has done that on a smaller scale. And so in British Columbia, there are 3 levels of public sector boards. Your entry level, so that would be, for example, a professional college of registered dietitians. Your mid-level board would be Langara College, and then your top-level board would be the Board of Insurance Corporation of British Columbia, just to give you a few examples. And serving on public boards before running for a civic office is a great avenue to test run if you're really cut out for public service. It's an avenue to raise your profile, that's true, but it's also, it will teach you the true value of volunteerism, and it will help you build resilience by managing competing priorities while balancing earning a living. And you will need these skills to run a successful campaign, as you know. There's lots of fundraising in that, and lots of volunteerism, and it will also introduce you to incredible people that you might not otherwise meet in your community. And maybe one day you will need those votes. Name recognition plays a huge role in securing electoral votes, as you know, and serving on public boards gets you that, opens up that door and gets you that platform. And so the practical aspect of what I'd like to talk to you about today is that really we need to boil it down to a 1-page biography with contact information and a really tight and up-to-date LinkedIn profile with a professional headshot And then Google yourself a few times. I don't know how recently you've Googled yourself, and if you have looked on pages 7, 8, 9, and 10, but I certainly have for many people, and it's remarkable what you find. And then you start applying. You apply to the posted vacancy, but you also send that biography to your elected representative, and it doesn't have to be of the party that you align with. That's a good lesson to test how nonpartisan you can be and how agile you can be in this world. Send it to the board chair as well, and that's a great way of getting your name there in the applicant pool. And the one last thing I want to leave you with is in this due diligence, just make sure that you check your yearbook pictures, because you never know what you might find. And that is as close as I can get you today to a magic formula of raising your profile and getting on provincial boards.